Good evening. It's me, Angie, here from Learn Love Tarot, here to bring you messages of direction towards our best and highest good using the energies of the daily moon cycle and also the planetary aspects surrounding us. However, the message is timeless as energy is cyclical. So do trust whenever you find this message that there is something in here for you, even if it's something that you are sharing with someone else. So, welcome to the evening of Monday, December 8th, everybody. Thank you so much for your support. We are looking at today, the moon is in Leo, moving from a Five of Wands first decan to the second decan of Six of Wands. And we are in the sun's energy in the middle decan there of Nine of Wands in Sagittarius, which is depicted with an Easter sunrise service. So it is all about remembrance of ritual so that we are reminded that life is a great gift, a miracle, and a joy. It is not um, something that we should expect or take for granted. So it looks like here with the energy today, we have two planetary aspects that are squaring each other. So, in essence, one is standing right next to each other and they are pushing with equal but opposite force. So, those are lessons learned through struggle or challenge. At the end of the reading, I'll be getting an all signs message for you there to ask how you're tempering the challenge of your freedom of choice. Daddy Sadie and Pisces 26, and then squaring off with the self surrender or vulnerability being asked of us with Mars, the action planet, and Sagittarius. So it looks like here so far in the environmental energy, you're being asked to look at something other than what you are currently chained to. Here she is looking at her own mask and her own pieces of herself that have repeated this type of attachment pattern, whether that is going to be insecure attachment that could come from a place of anxiety and avoidance. So, this is asking you to try something new in your environment as this door opens up to you. 24 would be an energy of six of the lovers of choice. So, you're being asked about adjacent possibilities here. And we do have this Archangel Michael energy. That's our root chakra, the first chakra. And we have an orange chakra day today of the sacral chakra, which houses our fears, but it also houses our creativity. And then interestingly, five and six together adding up to an 11. Today is the 8th, and we have this cornucopia energy here that is wanting to come through for the reward of doing this work. Now, let's see here. Very Korean energy there with Uranus retrograding in Taurus. That is asking us to respect other ways of being and doing, how to collaborate and work together. And then we have this strategy energy here. So I like that as well, how to collaborate and work together. Our values about our time, we're being asked to really take a look at those. And then ask also as well, another 11 energy here with that 38, to tap into our heart. That's Leo energy, today's moon of the heart chakra. And then how is our heart feeling here with this new freedom of choice and the challenge that is going to be fighting against self surrender and surrendering to the cause, especially if it's a self sacrifice that is no longer working for us. We're being asked to choose a different path here, choose a different path. All right, let's go ahead and pull out the Joy to Vive deck. Thank you again, Miss Peg, for this beautiful, beautiful deck. There's throwing caution to the wind. fiery energy, especially with the sun and Sag and the moon in Leo here. This is our pre-shuffle story. And there's the sun's energy today. And in this deck, I just heard Freddie Mercury's I Want to Break Free. So it's showing that you are throwing caution to the wind and choosing an adjacent possibility, something different than this attachment pattern that you've gone round and round through here. Yeah, choosing and making a different choice, entering a new vortex of energy, of transformation. Our values have now changed. You might value your time. You might value working at home so that you can have less travel time or have time with the family. Okay. And whereas maybe before it was all about the pentacles, and you're like, okay, well, that's not the greatest strategy because if I'm spending X amount of dollars in gas, for example, is that really going to be saving me money in the long run if I'm utilizing my time stuck in traffic or to travel perhaps here? And then what is ending is some kind of attachment to the past here. This is someone that represented here with the Six of Cups. That would be the second deacon in Scorpio, and that is someone from the past coming into the present to affect our future. And again, this could be just simply this lesson is of the heart here is coming back around. And I'm noticing here with that 21 as a 3, we've got another 3 here for a 33, and a 38 is an 11. Now, also here, lessons, more lessons of the heart there with Queen of Cups energy, which would be pairing with the King of Pentacles, owning your own heart's choices, doing what's best for you, and detaching from any kind of past heart energies here that have left you coming up empty here for some reason. All right, let's see where we go, guys. Let's see where we go. Tomorrow night, I will be pulling for subscribers. I'll be pulling free mini readings for my subscribers live at 6 p.m., where I'll have a split screen of me and then also of the cards. And you are able to put in a burning question into the chat box, and I will answer that for you. Or you can simply just comment during the chat with a heart if you'd like me to pull whatever comes up for you. All right, let's see where we go here today. And we'll be looking for a volunteer. My song that woke me up at 4 a.m. this morning, guys, 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 a.m. there, 31, was R.E.M's Everybody Hurts. Okay. Everybody cries sometimes, especially if this attachment here is part of maybe why you're possibly hurting at this point in the juncture. You're being challenged to use your freedom of choice with that daddy saddy lesson energy, a lesson about our actions. Okay, so you guys are coming in here in card 1 as the 10 of Wands. This is where Mars is sitting right now, that last decan of Sagittarius there. And this is about ready. You're almost there. You've done all the work. Keep going, stay steady Eddie with it because you've already picked up everything that you needed to know. Now it's just implementing that energy with the Knight of Wands, implementing it in a new way towards an adjacent possibility here, perhaps. So this is something that you're wanting to move quickly towards, something that lights you up. Okay, and then there's today's energy of the High Priestess of the second sacral chakra, that orange chakra of creativity, When you add together December 8th, 2025, that comes up to a 29. Let me know what you were doing 29 years ago, which would have been 1996. And that was a year of change, a 7 year of change toward growth, or the chariot energy. So with the 11 from that 29 reduced to 1 plus 1 is a 2, this is an opportunity to put your intuition into practice here. You are definitely having a change of values. You're recognizing that carrying the burden solely is just not sustainable for the long haul. And I'm going to need a new strategy, one that I'm excited about, one that lights my heart up. Only you can know the secrets of your heart here and what is in the recent past. Okay, so you'll know this reading is for you if you're almost there. Some kind of a tower moment has already happened. Something that has to crumble to the ground because it was not strong enough to withstand challenges or changes in the first place. So, whenever something is not structurally sound, right, you have to tear it down and start over from the floorboards up. The heart of this reading is a Page of Swords air energy. We have an awful lot of asteroids in Libra. Got 4 asteroids currently in Libra, one in Gemini, and then, of course, Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, so we'll come back to this one because I don't know whether this is information you are finding out about or whether you're delivering this information. Let's see here in the near future. There's that Six of Cups again. So you want to pay attention to any cards that show themselves after the shuffle. So in the near future here, this could be reuniting with two friends. This could be a group of three. Okay, this collaboration energy here, and maybe you just need some more information. If this is a work energy for you, this would mean that you've already quit, you've already put in your 2 weeks' notice, for example. What is the block to you setting down this 10th wand to convert it to the ace? Leadership. So again, Mars, this is Aries energy here. This is all for kings. So the block has been taking action after this ending using those leadership skills. So the block is in itself Mars. So the block is today's Sabian symbol of a flag bearer, and that's self surrender to the cause. What you're surrendering there, the load that you're carrying is just too much. You're taking too much of the risk on here yourself. And what spirit wants you to know, the 8 of Wands, where Venus is probably for the last day today. Then we move into that second decan. Venus energy is a golden haired goddess of opportunity. So, spirit wants you to know that this gold opportunity here is going to be showing up for you. And that is about, yes, we're going to listen to critiques from others, but this is about finding our own definition of what the word success or what that means to us, right? What does success mean to us? Those values are changing here. Okay, and in the outcome energy, Page of Pentacles, looks like this information's coming to you. So, Page of Swords, that could be someone you could feel like everybody knows about this ending. Perhaps everybody hurts sometimes, and she's kind of ass over apple cart here. Whatever news, I don't know that you want it being shared with others here, especially if the leadership or the Mars, the action of it is, I still want to self surrender because that's just what I'm used to here. So you think about the flag bearer person as the armies would march. to let everybody else know what your cause is or who you are, what team you're fighting for. But they weren't carrying weapons, right? So they were kind of the look, I'm over here. So that is definitely implying a higher risk there. Let's look at a more extended outcome. So we have Queen of Wands and Two of Wands making a different choice regarding this information is changing your mind about something here. It's restoring confidence, it's pouring back into you. This new offer or new job could help you restore your own confidence there. Again, Queen of Wands being representative of Mars, and that energy is bookending here. So, Aries and Scorpio energy. Okay. So, this communication, Mercury is about communication that's coming in, is going to restore some kind of self confidence or faith in your own abilities. It's going to be enough information that you need to choose a new sun, a new happiness. She's holding on to the stick here with the sun rather than the moon of, I just don't know yet. I just don't know. So I feel like whatever information this is will help you step into this action here. Remember that anything that's a block or shows up in a reverse position is only just the shadow effect of that. And that would be stubbornness here with the Emperor in a shadow or a blocked energy. Okay. See if I can get any more for you. This Page of Pentacles energy would be combined with a Seven of Wands, knowing how to stand above the crowd and hold on to the boundaries that you've put in place. It feels like you're getting a raise or you're getting a job offer here. Not seeing very many cups here at all, except the past returning here into your present. Okay. That could be a message from this person. Maybe this person also just recommended you for a position that was opening. And paired with the Queen of Wands would be the Ace of Swords, the sword of truth here. Okay. So this truth, again, you are able to use that truth and that energy here to make a different choice. And that different choice by choosing that adjacent possibility, releasing this old attachment and hanging on to that stubbornness, right? Maybe if this was a relationship here, especially because we've got the heart chakra and blossoming abundance, meaning it's kind of a hot mess. There's weeds in the garden, but you see the sunlight starting to come through, and there are several butterflies on this card as well. There's the Owl of Wisdom, which in today's post attached in the description box, I use as my symbol for Saturn. So, this new wisdom, you are using this information in a different way. That could be coming from someone else that you have spent many a fun time with here. Maybe they've been keeping an eye on you after this tower. They're a little bit concerned here, it looks like. But what Spirit wants you to know with that Knight of Wands book ending, that's the fast opportunity. It's kind of like know exactly here what it is that your heart wants. So then when it is presented, you can make that new choice right away. I think this is coming sooner than you thought. It's something that's going to lead you here to the pinnacle of pentacles. I mean, it's unicorn and rainbows all over the place here from you learning these boundaries and not repeating that Nine of Wands cycle. You're stepping out of this. Let's see what's in the environmental energy surrounding you right now, coming in as the 10 of Wands. And there's the Chariot from 1996 that I was talking about. So I would be shocked. Let me know if this person, you knew them in 1996, perhaps. But this with the seahorses here is a change in role for me. It's a role reversal, but there's partnership in this chariot, and there's definitely past life soul tie energy there with that Nautilus that she's riding in the chariot. So, again, fast movement. Once you set down this last piece of the puzzle, you're so, so close there. Now, driving that Knight of Wands is more truth here. Communication about some kind of fast truth comes in. These are both very fast energies. And the opportunity is for you to go, I knew I should have trusted my intuition here all along. Yeah, by trusting your intuition and understanding what kind of attachment that was involved in any kind of past partnership, especially if that's your tower here. That balance of energy then ignites, and divine timing says, okay, they're ready now. They're ready to step into this high priestess role, perhaps. It's a different strategy, and you're implementing that very, very quickly. And then that blossoming abundance comes in as well. In the recent past, yeah, healing. And look at the number of lemniscates I'm seeing already here in these cards. So we're still healing here in the past from this shock. Mars tower energy is sudden. Okay. And that will be trining all through here for me. Right? With that Mars energy. The heart of the reading, juggling the most, taking on too much. This researcher role here is understanding, okay, that you just been juggling too much, and no wonder that 10th wand. No wonder there's fatigue and exhaustion there. But it's like you got to be ready for when this offer comes. You need to be ready to go. Okay. So, in the past here, I feel like this has been a tower moment. If this is a person for you, you've already experienced a tower, and here they come back again. And it only threatens to put those swords in your tail and keep you from climbing up. We are in the decline from the top of the lunar coaster with that full moon. Near future, we working our way down to the bottom of the coaster where we get off and get on to another ride. But with that Seven of Swords fueling this Six of Cups, this is something that you've gotten stuck in before, or stuck a person you've been stuck with before. And this is your time now here to choose a different outcome. All right. So there's an emperor there that this is transformation of any kind of stubbornness to stick with this old tower, or not looking at our own wounds here that have driven some kind of pattern over and over again. So, the ending of an emperor, the end of a leadership role, or that could simply be an emperor to empress energy, and of some type of commitment here. Let's keep going. Eight of Wands is going to be fueled by the Five of Wands. So, what Spirit wants you to know about this fast, passionate communication of Venus is that it's going to cause some strife here again. It's going to cause you to hem and haw, right? It's like they've been watching you, or they've been observing you. And the second you're getting ready to make a new choice, there they have something to say about it. And they are wanting to throw a wrench in your works, or not allow you to step into this new door. Okay. And then the outcome energy being our Page of Pentacles, that be fueled by, again, a reunion energy here, Three of Cups, or simply a new collaboration of some sort. Okay, and then the Four of Wands, there's our 11-11 union. So the outcome energy, the guts of the story is going to be Queen of Wands, Ace of Swords. So you're receiving this truth about a one-to-one partnership. This could even be a new commitment because you're showing Daddy Saddy that you've healed and you've learned um, your lesson here about the truth of your own heart, the truth of your inner confidence and shine. And Ten of Cups, wow. Book ending this Three of Cups. So I feel like, again, this is confirming here for me. This is somebody already within your sphere of influence. And this Ten of Cups is going to be helping you, people around you that know and love you very much, and you reciprocate that energy right back. They're going to be helping you here step onto this new pathway. I love that. The new pathway. This is definitely something emotional, guys. The heart of the reading there, the devil would be fueling the truth. So the truth of our patterns right here. Okay. Um, this can be an energy once you have power over it, once you have the knowledge of it and your confidence returns, you can no longer be puppeteered here by this old energy. And then, yeah, you're done. Ten of Swords. It is the ending of some old way of being. Ten of Pentacles. So we are ending how we valued something in the past, and we're no longer choosing that same pathway. We're allowing it to release into the Ace of Swords, right? So, again, the guts of the story, Ten of Swords would then be driving the guts of the story, the major point of the plot of the story. And we are jumping over this into a new timeline, guys, with that adjacent possibility. Okay, we've been seeing that for quite a minute there. Yeah, Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. And again, more truth there with that transformation of Pluto being in Aquarius. All right, I'm going to pull all signs here. And I'm going to be asking what impulses, desire, that Mars energy of competition, any anger. We've changed that into wisdom and strength with the courage to cope and lead. So let's go ahead and get started here with Sagittarius. I had these all in. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. All right, sun, moon, rising for Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Okay. Let's look at for Sagittarius, what impulses, desires, or any kind of anger or competition of Mars energy. How are we tempering that into exercising our freedom of choice here? Okay, that's the one that flipped over. There are other priorities. You're not putting all of your attention. Okay, if this reading is for you, you're not putting all of your attention onto one person or to one particular um, job area, right? If this is a change of job for you, you're putting yourself now as the priority, your own heart and your own growth as a priority, and then there are some unresolved issues surrounding you. So if this person comes back, you're just not giving them the time and attention that you may have in the past here, because you recognize that you may have changed in bottom of the deck environmental energy. This person has not. Okay. What about for our Capricorns here, Sun, Moon, and Rising Capricorns? Sagittarius, I also did want to get you an advice component here. Advice for Sagittarius. Yeah, transcend the old and into the new. There's that transformation. Boy, oh boy, that's what this whole reading is showing here. If that was a block for you before, it's not a block to your leadership any longer. Okay, now it is for Capricorn. Capricorn. What impulses, desires, anger, competition are we tempering into wisdom and strength, courage to lead? You are, it says pride keeps us apart. So maybe the impulse or desire before was to a lot of right fighting, right? A lot of stubbornness. And Capricorn here, I find it interesting that this card, I chose them randomly. My decisions are deliberate, never rash. And in your environmental energy, this Six of Cups that's coming in for you, again, it's as somebody that you already know. And then they feel the same way about you as you do about them. Advice for Capricorn, then here. Advice for Capricorn. This guy here. Ooh, I love that energy here, especially with our outcome here being the Pinnacle of Pentacles, limitless. Wow. And it does require releasing some kind of old pain. Okay, here, really letting that go and stepping into a whole new energy. If you have changed, maybe you were each separately learning your own lessons so that when this comes in again to present itself to you, it looks like Capricorn, at least from your end, they may have really worked on their own attachment issues. Beautiful. And maybe you even thought, well, when they do this, when hell froze over, but Spirit saying, nope, got limitless potential here. So this is regarding in the past, pride or hope here might have felt lost about this scenario. Okay, let's step into Aquarius. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. What do we have here for Aquarius? What impulses, desires, competition, or anger is being tempered into wisdom, strength, and the courage to lead? How are you tempering those energies into freedom of choice? Okay, it is for the higher good. So, Aquarius, whether you want to or not, um, you're making a decision that is vibrationally correct for you, and it's the good of all involved here as well. On top of that, surrounding you, this is someone that even if you left this behind, this tower of the past, they are in the they're of the opinion that you still miss them, and you might. Not an accusation, it's okay if you do. All right, as long as there has been some kind of change, right? What is advice here for Aquarius about this decision they're making for the highest good? So if you are in doubt here, Aquarius, it is what's best for everyone. Yeah. So make sure there's a little bit of luck here coming in for you, Aquarius, when you make this decision. um, Not only is it for the highest good, it could be bringing you other benefits, right? This blossoming abundance of the heart, luck of the heart could be coming in for you there, Aquarius, especially when you forgive that past person that is under the assumption, whether it's true or not, that you still miss them. All right, next up, we're stepping into, that's not correct. Yes, it is Pisces. Okay, Pisces. I've cried at least 3 times in the past month. Okay. Pisces, what impulses, desires, anger, or competition are you tempering into wisdom, strength, and the courage to lead? How are you tempering that into exercising your freedom of choice? Okay. It because you've decided that you're worth it, that the situation is worth it. You're no longer being the pincushion or somebody's place to just sit down their pain into. Okay. Surrounding you, Pisces. This is definitely regarding a commitment coming back around here. Let's get advice for you, Pisces, about that commitment. Advice for Pisces, especially if this was a commitment you've cried about at least 3 times in the last month alone. No, this is for you. Yeah, man a place from your solar plexus chakra. That would be simply by what brings you joy. It's worth it to manifest from joy. You don't have to be the one absorbing the pain all the time. What brings you happiness? What lights you up? Tomorrow is a third chakra, solar plexus chakra day, a yellow day. So this communication about this commitment may be coming in as soon as tomorrow. Wow. So this is saying, yeah, this is imminent here, soon, right now, or whenever it is that you're hearing this message, Pisces. All right, the top of the zodiacal wheel, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's look at what impulses. You definitely showed up in this reading quite a bit there, Aries. That Emperor energy. We had the Mars of the death. Excuse me, that'd be Pluto. Also had the Two of Wands, different choice, and then the Four of Wands. That's where Chiron and Aries is currently sitting. Advice for Aries about what impulses, desires, or anger they're tempering into wisdom, strength, and courage in order to lead and turn that emperor back around. How are you tempering the challenge of freedom of choice? On a road trip, I like to be the driver. Well, good, Aries, because I like to be the passenger. Oh, do we have a flipper there? I thought so. I thought I saw one. Okay. So, Aries, this person feels the same way as you do about them. They would like you to drive as well. And the environmental energy, the other person may be denying their feelings. They might be saying, never again. I've seen how you drive, Aries. I've seen how you drive, and it's not happening. And that is that. Um, Japanese cherry blossoms here. This is one thought, one feeling, one rock that can have a ripple effect. So this person coming back around here, and I just heard past. This might go pretty far back for you. That's something you thought would never come around again. But then when it does, it has this ripple effect, not only on your love life, but this truth then helps you set down and release an old mental burden of some sort. Okay, what is the advice here for Aries? Advice here for Aries regarding this outcome energy. I feel like, especially the opportunity as High Priestess, it's something, guys, that reiterates or shows you that you were correct, that your intuition was correct about something. Lots of fives on the shuffling energy here, Aries. Advice for Aries, please, and thank you. And 3, there's no volunteers. 2 and 1 on the top. Okay, so following Pisces, you could be connecting to Pisces, doesn't have to be, but the feelings are mutual. So this is going to be whatever connection, again, you thought the other person at least may have thought you'd never come around again. And here you are showing up. So maybe you're just now realizing your feelings. Maybe you're just now taking the lead if you haven't taken the lead on this beforehand. All right, that's for you, Aries. What about for Taurus, who likes to take things slow? Taurus, what impulses, desire, anger, or competition is being tempered into freedom of choice? Okay, someone better here. So, how are you tempering the challenge of your freedom of choice, which is what Daddy Sadie's wanting us to do? Healing energy of the lotus there. You've got something better on the way if you make this adjacent, if you choose this adjacent possibility here, Taurus. Okay, surrounding you. This is a person that thinks you don't think of them at all. Okay. Well, they might be right because you're off to something better. You're already healing from this tower. So you're already on to something new. It might have took you a hot minute to get out of your own way, Taurus, or to make a different choice this time around. But I see you doing that. You're just taking it slow with the new energy. Yeah, clarity right there. Receiving the clarity that you need. Again, High Priestess energy being the opportunity, then the clarity comes in on the outcome. Unconditional love, perhaps. Swans might be a symbol for you. And then unconditional joy, whatever this was in the past that they think you're not thinking about them, I feel like they're correct. You've received the clarity that you need. You know what makes you happy. Just take it slow. They're moving forward. Environmental energy. Yeah, love. This is a new love choice here for you, Taurus. I like to see that a lot with that Uranus, that shock. Um, of Taurus being at respecting other ways of being and doing. Okay. That would be for me an energy of like, you know what? Uh, I can't change you and you're not willing to make any changes. So therefore, you are doing it. You've received that clarity. I feel like that evidence had been piling up there for you quite a while, though, there, Taurus. Surrounding you, confidence. Queen of Wands outcome. Definitely liking that energy. Okay, what about for Gemini? I'm always halfway through a book at any given time. Advice for Gemini. Impulses, desire, anger, competition. How are we tempering that into wisdom, strength, and the courage to lead and have exercise our freedom of choice? Okay. All right. Your freedom of choice here, Gemini. There's a Neptune flag there on that ship. Neptune is sitting in the symbol currently of the great stone face, about becoming whatever it is we idealize. It's the 360th lesson. Okay, Gemini. So if you idealize consistency, then the way that you're tempering getting mad at anything inconsistent, right? Or rather than being impulsive here, you're just seeing the inconsistencies, okay, surrounding you, influence and distraction. Okay, I'm always halfway through a book at any given time. Are we finishing the stories and the projects that we start here, Gemini? Let's get some advice for you. how you're tempering the challenge of your freedom of choice. So if this is inconsistent, what's going to help you here? Stay more consistent or choose people that are more consistent with you and don't simply distract you by tapping into an old attachment pattern. Advice for Gemini: getting more grounded. So I like that. No longer being as wishy-washy yourself, writing your own ship here, so to speak, Gemini, finishing what it is that you start, and surrounding you. Yes. Listening more, talking less. Listening more, talking less. If there are distractions around you, you're really stopping to hear what they say. And there's a some people never change underneath that. So it feels like this might have gotten you tied up before in the past here. It ungrounded you, and you're just like, wait a minute. Uh, it just never seems to be consistent either with this person, or it has made your energy feel very uprooted here. All right. Well, what about for Cancers? We still have Jupiter finally changed lessons and regressed back into the 24th lesson. Uh, the 24th lesson here about adjacent possibilities, maybe uprooting yourself here as well. It says, I see nothing wrong with PDA. All right, Cancer, what impulses, desires, competition, or anger are we tempering into wisdom, strength, and the courage to lead? You're just unlocking your potentials here. The 24th symbol of Jupiter in Cancer is we can center ourselves into a harmonious blend of inner and outer realities. So, inner, outer, yin, yang. Love that. Okay, surrounding you, definitely some unresolved issues, somebody that is wanting to reach out because of that. What is advice here for Cancer? Tempering, challenging you to use that freedom of choice from anything that is unresolved or not changing. Advice. Well, our opportunity card of the High Priestess. This is you have not even unlocked all the potential here of your own intuition here, Cancer. Wow. Trust yourself. Looks like if this person knows they need to reach out to resolve something with you, we saw two different cards showing that coming to be. Environmental energy could be Pisces, doesn't have to be, or that could simply be the Saturn aspect that is squaring Mars and Sagittarius. So Saturn and Pisces, freedom of choice, making a new choice, choosing something different this time around. Trusting your intuition brings you abundance, the Pinnacle of Pentacles and the outcome. Okay, I like that. What about for Leo here? You excel at networking. Absolutely. Getting that you're squeezy on that for some reason. You've networked this already. Someone's had their eye on you, Leo. Heart of the reading. What impulses, desires, and anger are Leo's tempering into wisdom and strength and the courage to lead? What impulses, anger, desires, competition energy are they tempering into the challenge of a new freedom of choice, a new choice? Here? Okay. So, your impulse here, or getting angry about distractions or outside influences that are kind of slowing your roll here, Leo. See what's surrounding you. You're tempering that into freedom of choice. So if you've cut out a distraction, Leo, from the past, especially if they caused a tower here in the past, um, they're not taking you seriously. They think you were just angry and going to come back around. I don't think so here. I think you didn't mean it. You didn't mean it, and you don't think of me. Okay, we outgrew each other here on the bottom. I need a little bit more. Let me see if I can get some clarity here for you, Leo. Okay, you're cutting out maybe you're cutting out distractions here. You have an impulse and you keep following those old impulses, and then that's affecting the influence because people just weren't getting the message here or they didn't take you seriously. Nose to the grindstone? Okay. Nose to the grindstone. Advice for Leo. Leo, this just feels like, especially with that heart chakra energy, you just coming within, getting more in tune with the heart, your own heart's energy. Okay. Here is communication. Maybe you're learning how to be a better communicator. You're putting yourself out there more. You're networking, and that's influencing, right? And then surrounding you, I was just talking about the heart chakra, opening up your heart, communicating more from a place of love, okay, and making new choices moving forward with what is going to hold more potential here, what is going to be good for you, what is an attachment that you are releasing here from your root that allows you to then put yourself out there in a bigger way, in a bigger arena. Okay. Feel like you're trying to focus on anything else but relationships here, Leo. Let's look for Virgo. Hey, the potential for recognition is what motivates you, Virgo. All right, Virgo, let's look at, again, our opportunity came up as High Priestess to use your intuition. And with that square of Mars and Saturn, what impulses, desires, anger are we transmuting into wisdom? Okay, something is inevitable here. Inevitable recognition, an inevitable detour. Maybe you thought you were coming back around to the same spot, but with that full moon energy we just had, um, you could have already made this different choice because you recognized your own pattern. Okay. And you understood that you were just going to repeat that same Nine of Wands all over again. And Venus is getting ready within 11 minutes here to change into the Nine of Wands, but I don't feel like you're going to make the same mistake again here, Virgo. Surrounding energy, this person doesn't think you think about them, especially because you took a detour and you did something different than you've done before. All right, let's get you some advice here, Virgo. As a matter of fact, Peg also got me these. Thank you. This is When My Soul Whispered Oracle deck. And she knows how I love all the chakra colors. So the colors that you're seeing come out on the cards are associated with those same chakras that match that color vibration. Okay, advice here for Virgos. Yeah, you're leading in a different way here. You're focusing with releasing that South Node and Virgo energy, um, releasing what would have been an inevitable pattern instead of focusing on the branches, right, of leadership. kind of like an energy of I'll just schmooze, right? It's a schmoozing energy instead of focusing on the schmooze to lead, okay, or just getting praise for your leadership. The focus now is more on the roots. What is it that the people that I'm leading really do need from me? And that could result in this adjacent possibilities here. You could be leading the company in a new direction. If this is a relationship for you, this is the end of a pattern here for you, Virgo. Advice for Virgo, please. Yeah, you are facing this truth and you know you've got to take this detour or else you'll just end up repeating that pattern. And we saw that Ten of Swords convert to the Ace of Swords. The light of the full moon could have revealed this truth to you. And then the environmental energy, receptivity. I don't know if praying mantis, uh, interest. Maybe they were just sitting around the heart of the reading Page of Swords, just watching what you were going to do, almost kind of testing you. I'll just watch what they do. I'll see if they really are telling the truth this time and if they're really meaning they're going to go and take a different route. They aren't receiving the same signal from you anymore. This is something you've outgrown, Virgo. Yeah. So you're teaching them to have a different expectation moving forward there in the future. I think you're already out of there, Virgo. All right, Libra. Libra energies. What for Libra? What impulses, desires, anger, or competition energy is being tempered into wisdom? Over sacrificing. Yeah. So exhausted. Then the tower just comes down anyway, right? Sacrifices must be made in order to step into this new portal. And if this was the blocking leadership, not allowing something to die, Libra says it's rare for me to be single for too long. But I feel like you're doing it. You're ending that pattern here, ending the relationship perhaps. And if there's issues that still need resolved in your environmental energy, um, you're still moving forward here no matter what. You're like, well, truth be told, yeah, you're moving on anyway. Little mini camper van, Sun and Sagittarius. So maybe you're downsizing. Okay. And maybe this is going to be the longest in history that you've ever been single. You are looking out for you here, Libra. I like that. Let's get some advice for you. You're tempering wisdom into pain, exercising your freedom of choice here. And even if it's unresolved, even if they're putting on a show, no matter, you're not waiting around to find out. You're going to be on the move here, Libra. Yeah, out into the wide world, the macrocosm. Okay, so this internal shift is going to be shifting then this sacrifice that you're making temporarily, okay, to do something different than you've always done. Whatever fell apart in the past, okay, you're not so quick to get into a new relationship here. You're focusing more on your inner yin and yang so that what you pull in is going to be of a higher caliber. Yeah. Um, Even if it's unresolved, you might have just done the Ho'oponopono prayer at this last full moon. And that's all about forgiveness and releasing ourselves from the burdens, from those old patterns, healing those old patterns. I like that. This is all around macro, everything around you. Even if it's unresolved, you're offering up that forgiveness regardless. All right. And last but not least, Scorpio. Ooh, almost got in under an hour. Don't know where that came from. Let's put that back out to the side. Scorpio, why resting face intimidates others. What impulses, desires, or angers? Any competition? Are you tempering into wisdom, strength, and the courage to lead? What old impulses, desires, or competition? All right, Scorpio couple here. It's all an act, and we've got the energy there of a God, what is that called? Not a charm. You know what I mean? You're using that to ask questions. It's saying here it's all an act. It's never over. This looks like you're swinging back and forth here between decisions. Okay, let's see what's around you. Yeah, because there's just no change plus no change equals no change. I don't think you're going to be swinging back and forth much longer here. You could be flying solo because, yeah, and there's closure. So if you were sticking around, parked in the driveway still, thinking that you're going to see a change, maybe throwing a Hail Mary of some sort, they ain't. Okay. Advice then for Scorpio is freedom of choice. Yeah, you're listening. There's that high priestess intuition again. You're listening to your own heart, your own ocean, listening to yourself. And then environmental energy. This person's emotions never change, or they are getting closure from your movement somehow, some way. Okay. And that is today's energy of the orange sacral chakra, facing your fears, to listen to your heart, to move or swing forward and trust your own intuition here. Moving forward. Well, I like that. I hope that this reading finds you well. I hope you enjoyed it and found it of some use. If so, please don't forget to double tap or like that, like the reading. And if you can, please take the time to leave me a comment about it. That's even better. And the biggest tip of all is sharing my channel with others who that also become subscribers. I will see you tomorrow night at 6 o'clock for free subscriber polls. And until then, much love from my heart to yours. Bye bye.